Hey class, welcome to our video demonstration about how to use our Conte Paris or Conte crayons. You should have this little matchbox here. And inside it comes with four different colors or values. We have white, black, sanguine, and bistre or bistre. So it's a brown, a cool dark brown, like kind of a reddish sepia brown, and black and white. And what we're going to do for this one is I want you to set up a still life that has kind of some warmer colors to it. I use this image here of some vegetables and fruit, which you'll be able to find on the Canvas page. Things like baskets or wooden objects or things that just have a little bit more warmth of color and more value can be really fun with this. And then what I'm going to do in this this exercise, we're gonna start with our pastels, and I'd say pick a light color. I'm gonna pick this light blue here. This light green would be great. You know, some of the other colors could be fun to explore with as well, but I'm gonna just take this light blue and I'm going to tone my entire drawing, my entire 9x12 drawing window here with this light blue. Typically we would do this right on just colored paper, but I didn't want you all to have to buy an extra piece of paper. So we're going to kind of just tone the paper with color here first. And then I will wipe off the excess here with a paper towel. It's a little bit messy, so be careful. I try to avoid blowing the dust off the page just because it gets in the air and things like that. You know, dump it off into the trash can next to you, or you know, take it outside and blow it away. You know, is a little bit better strategy. You know, I actually think I want to make it a little bit darker, so I'm going to take this slightly darker blue that I have here, and I'm going to add that to this as well. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now I'll just go ahead and smooth that out for myself, just so I really push this color into my page and get that color looking pretty nice and vibrant here. And then I'll go ahead and wipe off my excess. Now I have a nice lightly toned colored piece of paper, at which point drawing with my Conte crayons is going to be really fun. So I'm going to start by just lightly gesturing in and mapping out my forms. So I've got this lemon here, I've got a potato back here, I've got an orange kind of over here. And then I'm going to go ahead and just make this onion overlap because I think that'll be nice. Okay, nice little basic gesture drawing to start. And then what I can do from here, I've got all of these different values, right? I've got the white, I've got a really good dark in the form of the black, and another good dark in the form of this brown. And I have the value of the paper. So I can really get a lot of range out of this. So I'm going to start with this bistre tone, and I'm going to start to block in some shadows here with it. Just sort of focusing on the shapes that the shadows make. So kind of start to block all of that in and develop my forms. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I do have a nice cast shadow here from the lemon. I can kind of start to block that in. I might just go straight with the black on that, just to deepen that really good. I do like to often break my pieces into little chunks. I'm going to avoid to do that now because I don't want to break these ones yet. But I like to break mine off into little chunks or get extra so I can fill those areas in quite quickly. Okay, that's pretty good. So I've got, let's see, so now I can move to the next value, which is the sepia tone. And I could start to bring that in. And if you can see, that blue color is starting to, it's like peeking through my values in a very nice expressionistic way. So you can really build up a lot of nice form and texture and volume and expressiveness with the Conte crayon. Then I can also allow that blue to just sort of be a value on its own. So I might just let that blue almost be its own value on the drawing. And then I can put the white here as the highlight to lighten everything up. And then that blue can kind of act like its own, its own independent part of the drawing, and it'll get really nice. It'd be really good down here as well in some of this reflected light. I wish I would have thought about that sooner because that would have been really nice. So now I, always can use the background to carve in and push forward my edges of my objects here. I'll do some expressive gesture drawing here in the background, which is always quite fun. So let's get that orange in here. Actually, I think that's a grapefruit. I'm going to use the side of my tool just to speed it up a little bit. Let some of that blue sneak through here. Yeah, I think I can deepen the shadows around my potato here quite a bit. I've got some little bumps on the potato I could map in there. And then, yeah, I can kind of just keep refining this drawing as I go. I can also use the white and stuff to blend in here, but I really like to allow some of that blue of the paper to show through my mark making, so I'd avoid over blending, but a little bit can be nice and go a long way. Yeah, I think the blue table's gonna be good back there, so I'm gonna let that stay kind of blue. They make Conte crayon pencils too, which can be quite nice to work with. For anybody interested in upgrading, the Conte crayon pencils, just like the charcoal pencil, give you a little bit more accuracy in your forms and volumes, but the sticks here work pretty good too. So I can go ahead and, make some of my, clarify my edges with my blacks and my darks, and really just start to build this drawing up here. I can place my highlights here in on my potato, letting some of that blue kind of stick out and stick with it a little bit. Looks like I need to do a little bit smoother transition here. And I might need to come in with a little bit more of the dark brown color in the shadows here just to give some variation. I can always use my eraser too here to strengthen some edges and bring out my highlights a little bit more. I did kind of remove the blue, so be careful there. But yeah, if you really want to explore this technique, it's really great to do it with a colored paper. So, go out and find some construction paper or get yourself some colored drawing paper, and you can really have a lot of fun with this technique. Let's see, what else? I think I want to really work this lemon a little bit more. Get some of this texture on here. I think I want to deepen my values a little bit more with the brown. Really push these coarse shadows a little bit darker. Let's get these coarse shadows even darker here with the black. And so that's just like the benefit of this tool, is you get a little bit more warmth, a little bit more value range to work with because of all of the different colors. And you can really make these drawings really sing over with time. They're really great with portraits. We'll use them for some figure drawing. When we get back into figure drawing, we will, they're really great for flesh tones, as you can imagine. Yeah, that sepia tone is starting to act a little bit like the reflected light in there, which is nice, because it's a little lighter than the brown and the black. So it can act like a mid-tone, or it can act like a little bit of reflected light down there, which can be really effective. I like to be a little bit looser with this medium just to give it that sort of warmth that this tool is really stands out for. Use the side of my drawing tool just to add some tone and some texture to the ground. You can use your blending stump with this tool as well. I've got a lot of charcoal on mine, so I'm going to get it off on the margins here. And I can smooth out some of this background a little bit, so that way my foreground objects really come forward for me. Leave a little fun gesture at the top to add some energy, some creativity, some expression. And then just kind of, keep working this thing until, you feel like it's done. I'd say I got a bit more time on this one before it's really done, but I think you all get the gist here, so I'm gonna leave it here for now. And why don't you jump into your Conte crayon still life and have some fun with this one. Feel free to get expressive and enjoy the mark making and the different values that this tool enables. All right, everybody. Good luck, happy drawing, and excited to see the results.